This video was sponsored by Minky Blue. Work and travel organized. I know traveling as a solo female can be a little scary, especially when you're staying in hotel rooms or Airbnbs all by yourself. So that's why I have an arsenal of gadgets to help keep me safe when I'm traveling alone. Everything you see in this video can be purchased off of Amazon. I'm going to leave links down in the description for every item here, and I'll also leave a link to my Amazon store. In my Amazon store, you'll find everything I use when I travel, from outfits that I love to wear to gadgets I can't live without. Share this video with anyone you think may need some of these safety devices on their upcoming trips. So let's get into the video. I'm going to show you everything you need to stay safe in a hotel on your next adventure. Okay, these next few have to do with your hotel door, either keeping people out or an alarm to let you know if somebody's coming in. Now, some of these you have to actually attach to the door, so I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can see how to use these items. Okay, so this first one is a little bit more technical to use, so it may not be the one for you, but this one is basically kind of a jam to keep people from being able to actually open your door. I'm going to show you how to install it. So this first one is something that you're actually going to insert into this metal plate. I don't know the name for that. If you know the name for this like plate and this thing, tell me in the comments because I don't know what it's called. So the first thing you're going to do is look at the size of the metal plate that you have for your door. There are two sizes here, one that's a little bit larger and one that's a little bit smaller. I can look at this and tell that this smaller one is probably going to be the one that fits better, and you want to go with that one. Once you figure out which size is which, you're going to want to move this chain to the back area. That way you'll be able to actually close the door. You want to make sure that this metal piece, the big design on the front, not the back, this is the back, this is the front. You want to make sure that the front is facing towards the door. So when I shut the door is going to be facing you on this side. So I want it on this side of the door jammer. And then I'm going to insert this little piece right here into this lock area. So using this all together, you're going to put the plate in first, and then you're going to shut the door. At this point is when you're going to insert the jammer into its little holder. From here, ideally, no one should be able to open the door from the outside. By the way, don't look back here. This is just like crap that we get back from our travels and then we throw them over here, and this is what our house really looks like. I do like the idea of this. I like that it has different options for different sized door jams. I don't think this is going to be my favorite go-to just because of the technicality, but I do like this as an idea, or at least maybe as a backup to put on the door on top of something else. Now, an alternative to that one would be this type of a door jamb. To me, this one seems a lot easier to use, and it also has this little thing that fits inside of this metal plate, kind of like the last one, but it applies a little bit differently and I think a little bit easier. So let me show you how to use this one. This one is made to use on any size door plate, so you don't have to worry about sizing there, but you do want to make sure that you unscrew this wing nut quite a bit so that you can push this back and shut the door. But you're gonna apply this into the plate and then you're gonna shut the door before you lock it down. Once the door is shut, you want to have this little device to be horizontal instead of vertical and push it up against the door frame. Then you want to lock this wing nut as tight as you can lock it. Now, you may notice that there is a little bit of a gap between this little thing, I don't know what to call it, a wing, the door jamb itself, and your actual door, because my door frame sticks out a little bit. So in that respect, you can turn this little screw and get it up against the door where it belongs to make this a little bit more secure. So this is what it should look like when you're done. And ideally, again, nobody should be able to open this door once you've got this locked in place. And I think it secures it a little bit better than the other one. As you can see, that other one, somebody could potentially move the door a little bit and get some momentum. But with this one, it ain't budging. So personally, I prefer this little guy over this one just for ease of use. But I really think that's just a personal preference, and you need to kind of think about your own travel style and your preferences on which one you'd like best. I guarantee you this next device might save your life from a silent killer that you never saw coming. But first, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video and the maker of this beautiful coral travel bag, Minky Blue. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know I've spoken about Minky Blue for almost 2 years, and it's because I love the quality and detail they put into their travel bags. I'm currently traveling through Costa Rica with my favorite travel bag by Minky Blue, the Niche backpack, in this beautiful and perfect for summer coral pink colorway. When I travel for work, I carry a ton of gear, and these bags have all the compartments I need to stay organized. Whether I'm replying to emails at the airport or looking for sloths in the jungles of Costa Rica, this bag has me covered and looking stylish. Outside, you have gorgeous vegan leather and gold-plated hardware with protective feet. Inside, you'll find a beautiful blue twill inner lining with a padded protective sleeve for your 15-inch laptop. You've also got several inner pockets to stay organized, 2 expandable side pockets, and the best part, the inner panel converts the bag into upper and lower compartments, or take it down and have one larger compartment. This gives me the option to travel my way. So that's why I've teamed up with Minky Blue to sponsor this video, because I want to be able to offer a special discount code just for Go Travel with Staci viewers. When you click the link in the description of this video, you'll be taken to the Minky Blue website. Enter promo code GoTravelStaci to get 10% off your purchase. Minky Blue is a female-owned company, so they especially care about keeping us females safe when we travel. So I'm going to be giving away one of these beautiful travel bags to one lucky winner. Stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll tell you how to enter. Thank you so much to Minky Blue for helping me continue my travel adventures. Now let's get back to the video. Sadly, all too often, I hear about a silent killer that kills travelers every year, whether they stay in hotels or places like Airbnbs, and that is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is odorless. It's tasteless. You won't know that it's around you. You won't know that you're breathing it in. And sadly, many people fall asleep and die due to carbon monoxide poisoning. So that's where the carbon monoxide detector comes in. Most hotels and technically all Airbnbs should have things for safety like smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, but sadly, too often we hear these stories about travelers going and staying in hotels or staying in, other places, maybe you rented a home, and losing their lives because the carbon monoxide detector batteries hadn't been changed, or the smoke alarms that were supposed to be in the facility actually weren't there. One of the things I love about this carbon monoxide detector is that it is so teeny tiny. It's very portable, and you can even fit it in your pocket. It does have several features so that it's easily readable. First, there's an actual LCD screen, so it'll let you know how many parts per million are in the air around you. Hopefully it always says 0, but it does come with an information packet to kind of let you know if you do get a reading what it means. It also has a test button here so that you can frequently test it and make sure that it's passing its own quality control tests. And it will run through a test, a series of alarms so you know what it sounds like if it goes off. The LCD screen will change colors when something's going on. So if it lights up yellow, that means something is faulty. And if it lights up red, it means you need to get out of the building that you're in and call whatever emergency services are in your area. Keep it next to your bedside, or at least in the room that you're going to be sleeping in. That way, if the alarm goes off, you'll be able to hear it, wake up, and get out of the building. Editing Staci here. I just wanted to pop on real quick and tell you the symptoms for carbon monoxide poisoning. That way you'll be aware and you'll know if maybe this could be happening to you in the future and hopefully save your life.
Since carbon monoxide kills somewhere between 400 and 500 people per year in the United States, I feel like this is a very helpful thing to know and hopefully protect you and your loved ones on a future trip. Carbon monoxide usually results from anything that has a fuel source, like a fireplace, a stove, your car, a barbecue pit, a portable generator, a water heater, a furnace, maybe your dryer, or maybe even a blocked vent on your chimney. The signs of carbon monoxide poisoning are things like nausea, vomiting, together with shortness of breath and a headache. And I would honestly add in confusion as well. If you start having any of these symptoms, especially if they're all together, you need to get yourself out of whatever building you're in and make sure you call some sort of emergency authorities to assess the situation, figure out what is going on. Now, men are 2 times more likely to be affected by CO2 poisoning, but as we've seen in the headlines, this can kill anyone. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your gender. Please share this information with any of your loved ones, whether they're going on a trip or not. This is just helpful information to know in the future.
So this next item might not necessarily be considered safety, but I've been using these motion activated little night lights in our house for the last 3 years. And so when we went on my very first cruise this past January, you need to watch those videos, by the way. I'm still putting them out, so you're not too late to the party, but it was very interesting on what I expected on my very first cruise and what I actually got, and you just need to go watch those videos. But when we went on that cruise, I found myself getting up in the middle of the night, as I do, to go to the bathroom and not really having any night lights or lights around the room to see where I'm going. And on top of that, I had to flip on the big light in the bathroom, which wakes me up and then I can't go back to sleep, or wakes my husband Jeff up. He can always go back to sleep, but that's another story for another day. But anyway, so after that cruise, I was like, you know what I would really like in there and in my hotels is a night light. So I went back on Amazon, I got another set of these, and like I said, these are motion activated. So they're gonna stay off during the daytime or when there's a lot of light in the room, which is great because you don't have to worry about the batteries running down. Babies, I love that you're playing, but could you stop because you're loud, okay? I love you. No, stop. I love that you're playing. Go out there and play. Why don't you go out there and play? Go play. Yeah, stay out there. Okay, they're out there. Where was I? Oh yeah. So the batteries that you put in this are going to last you a while, but these are motion activated, so they're only going to turn on when it's night or when it's really dark in the room. When it senses motion, they're going to turn on for about 15 seconds, and then they'll turn themselves back off, so you don't have to worry about them staying on or anything like that. But anyways, they attach to the wall or wherever by these stickums. But what I did for the Costa Rica trip that my mom and I just got back from, they sit up on their own. Well, not in my hand. On a flat surface. So they just kind of sit up on their own. So I sat one on the floor that I knew I would need like on the way to the bathroom. And then I set another one on the bathroom counter or again on the floor, whatever you want to do. Maybe not on the floor in the bathroom, that's kind of gross, but on the counter. And that way when I got up in the middle of the night, I didn't have to flip all the lights on. I really love these things. And I think, again, for safety, maybe it's just safety to not stub your toe in the middle of the night. But also when I'm in a hotel or an Airbnb or someplace that I'm not familiar, it's just really nice to have a little kind of night light, an adult night light, to make me feel a little bit safer.
Now, these next two are actual wedges, sort of. This one, I'll tell you about it in a second. Now, let me talk about these actual wedges. We used these in our hotel rooms on our Costa Rica trip just to give us a little peace of mind. Honestly, we didn't feel unsafe in any of them, but I also was just trying to test these out and take them for a joyride. But these are rubberized wedges, and they're very easy to use. You just stuff them under the door. If you have a hotel room door that maybe has a gap between the door and the floor, you can take 2 of these and put them together. And the set comes with this little like plastic connector thing to keep them together. But you shove this whole thing underneath the door
if you've got a gap, that way you can kind of bridge that gap and make it more secure. But they work really well if you jam this thing under the door with your foot. I mean, really get it stuck in there. I like these because they're very easy to use. They don't take up a lot of space. I like the option of being able to put two wedges together if I've got a gap between the door and the floor to make them a little bit more secure. And the rubberized texture keeps it from moving if someone tries to open the door. Hopefully to keep them out, but if anything, to give you a little bit more time to get up, to get awake, and kind of get your bearings on what the next plan is. Okay, now I know that this next one is shaped like a wedge, but it's not actually a wedge for your door. Let me show you why. Okay, so yes, this is a wedge, but it's actually a door alarm. So the way you use this is you put it up next to the door, but don't push it in because that's how the alarm sounds. You put it in front of your door. It does have a rubberized bottom to keep it from sliding. You put it right here, and that way when someone tries to open this door, it will ideally push this button down and sound an alarm in your room. Now, yes, of course, because I've put it under here, it will also help hopefully keep that person out of my room again for just a moment. It's not going to keep them from opening it altogether, but it will keep it wedged just a little bit. Like once I've got this in here, I can't open my door more than maybe 3 or 4 inches. But of course, if somebody puts their weight behind it or comes running, they're going to get the door open. So I would use this probably as a backup in conjunction to maybe one of the door jams that we've talked about or those orange rubber wedges.
Have I got news for you? I am now hosting group trips, and the first place that we're going is the magical land of fire and ice, Iceland. February 4th through the 10th, 2024, we will be adventuring out into Iceland. We're going to see 14 different types of landscapes there, including geysers, waterfalls, black sand beaches, maybe a volcano, glaciers, and natural hot springs like the Blue Lagoon. If Iceland has ever been on your bucket list, I encourage you to click the link down in the description and sign up to come on the trip with me.
Speaking of alarms, this is one that I just recently found because I've been trying to figure out how to keep my cruise cabin door safe, because unlike a hotel room door or a door in your house that normally opens up into the room, cruise cabin doors open out into the hallway. And so that leaves me not being able to use things like wedges or that wedge alarm for somebody opening my door, because I can't put these wedges and stuff out into the hallway. That just isn't working. Anyways, I've been trying to figure out how to protect myself. So I want to make sure that if someone opens my cabin door, I'll know about it. So this is where the portable door alarm comes in at, where you put this part connected to the door frame or the door, either way, and then you put this little part connected to the other part, the door frame or the door, whichever one you want to do. And then that way, whenever someone opens the door, these two come apart and an alarm sounds. Okay, now I want you to hear the alarm on this one because it'll bust an eardrum. Sadly, you cannot adjust the volume on this, but I think that that's kind of the point. It needs to be loud. It needs to wake you up. Hey, someone's coming in your room and they're not supposed to. One cool thing about this, though, is that it also works like a door chime. Maybe you don't want it to alarm. Maybe you just want a little ding-dong, something pleasant to let you know that someone opened the door. It will sound like this. So it kind of sounds like you're coming into a grocery store, but that's okay. We just need something to let us know, hey, someone's opening the door. You need to check that out and see what's going on. A fun feature about this one as well, it comes with a test button so that you'll know if your batteries need to be replaced. So all you do is press this black test button, and if the green light comes on, your batteries are good. Now, this did come with some like 3M little stickums to put on the back, but what I may do, since a lot of walls and doors in a cruise cabin are made from metal, I think I will attach a couple of magnets back here. That way I don't damage the door frame or anything like that. And that way I can just magnetically stick this up to the door and the door frame and protect myself there. Likewise, I think if you wanted to use some of those 3M command strip things that you can pull and they don't make any damage to walls, like if you were going to use this in your hotel room or something. I think those would be a really good option too. Just buy a package of those and take those with you on your trip. That way in each location you can take them off and then reapply them for the next hotel. But yeah, this one I am super excited about. I think this is going to come in very handy whether I'm staying in a cruise cabin or I'm staying in my next hotel. Okay, this next one is for a sliding glass door, like a hotel balcony or a cruise cabin balcony. And I don't have one of those here in my home to be able to put this attached to it and show you. But I wanted to tell you about this one because this is a new one that I've also bought since going on our Costa Rica trip. In a couple of our hotels there, we had a balcony with a sliding glass door. And sadly, the sliding glass door didn't lock, or we couldn't figure out how to lock it, and nobody else in our party in their rooms could figure out how to lock it either. So we all just assumed they didn't lock, which again, I didn't feel unsafe in the hotel, but it just would make me feel better if my sliding glass door locked. You know what I mean? Like you got to know what I mean. I feel like you know where I'm coming from. So the only thing that we could do at the time was try to stuff something behind the glass door to keep it from moving. But sadly, my rubberized stoppers wouldn't fit. So the only other thing that we did was just put all of our crap, our suitcase and everything we brought, our backpacks, in front of the sliding glass door and just hope that if somebody tried to get in, they had to trip over all of our junk and it would wake us up and we could fight them off. I don't know. But that's where this little gadget comes in, because this is actually a lock for your sliding glass door. So if you had a sliding glass door and there's a rail that it slides along, you are going to attach this to the rail itself, not the door. So let's pretend this very cute picture of Calder is your rail. I'm just going to use this so that I can attach this device, and I feel like you'll get where I'm coming from. So the first thing you're going to do is unscrew or loosen up these two screws here. That way you make some space and you can put it on top of the rail. From there, they also give you a couple of different little wrenches here. They've got one like this, and then they've got one that just goes on the side. That way if you don't have the space to put this one in here to tighten it, it's one kind of like, not an Allen wrench, but it's one of those that you just go to the side. Next thing you do is tighten both of these up real tight as you can. And from there, ideally, when the door is tried to be open, it will hit this block that is directly behind it and not be able to move. I find that this is extremely secure, and I have had some people, just as a precaution, because it comes in a set of 4, they'll screw one in and then they'll screw a backup one in right behind it. I don't think you need that. I think that's overkill, but I think that if you place this, like if this is your door and you place this directly behind the door, no one's going to be able to move that puppy. Just make sure that your screws are tied as tight as you can. So, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think, or God, I hope that no one is trapezing on other people's balconies to get into other people's balconies, but I think more likely in a regular hotel with a sliding glass door or an Airbnb, these little things will come in so handy. I didn't even know that these things existed before the Costa Rica trip, but they will be traveling with me from now on. These last two things I have spoken about before, but one of them is the She's Birdie personal alarm. Now, normally this is something that I will keep on my person. I keep it on my backpack or whatever. That way, if I'm out touristing a city and maybe someone gets up in my space and won't leave me alone, I can pull this alarm or pull the pin out of the alarm. It makes a very loud noise, and the light flashes, especially if it's dark. You might be able to like attract some attention with this big flashing light and this alarm sound. But this is a personal alarm that I also keep very near me in my hotel or wherever I'm at. I usually will keep it like at the bedside or somewhere that I can get to it very fast and pull the pin and get an alarm going. Let me show you what this thing sounds like, because again, it's very loud. I bet my neighbors are wondering why all these alarms are going off in my house. These come in a lot of really cute colors. There's also another She's Birdie. It's a new version that has, I think, some sort of monitoring system on it. I think you can press a button or something and it will notify somebody that, you need help. But if you want me to get one of those and review it, because I think it comes with a subscription service, let me know down in the comments and I would be more than happy to get it and test it out for you. I digress. She's Birdie is always there for me and my friends when we travel. They come in a lot of beautiful colors and I really like this device. Along with that, this is kind of a bonus for you. It doesn't have to do necessarily with hotel safety, but it does have to do with safety when traveling anywhere, whether you're traveling abroad or maybe you're just going out to the bar to have a cocktail with friends. This thing is called the nightcap. And the nightcap, normally, I'm going to pull this out. Normally the nightcap just looks like this part. Looks like a scrunchie. Every one of us girls have scrunchies for our hairs, and actually I have used it as a scrunchie, so it works well there too. But inside the scrunchie is this little thing, and this goes on top of your cup or your beer or whatever you're drinking that night to keep people from being able to put things in your drink that you don't want to be there. I love this because it's easy to carry. It looks just like a hair tie or something. I actually have used it as a scrunchie before, so it's killed two birds with one stone. But I love this because people don't know what it is. You can wear it on your wrist, so I don't have to actually carry it or anything. I like that the nightcap itself actually folds up in here. And I realized when I was in my 20s probably, I would feel really dumb carrying this around on top of my drink. I would look like I'm paranoid, whatever. But I can tell you now at almost 40, I'm pretty sure I've been roofied in the past once at a local bar in my own hometown. I'm not sure who did it or exactly what happened, but I don't know. I think when you get older, you just kind of realize it's better to be safe than sorry because bad things happen to really good people. So don't feel stupid using this. Keep yourself protected. It's really cheap, it's easy to carry, and it comes in a lot of fun colors. I carried this bag all around my adventures in Costa Rica, and despite being rained on practically every single day, it still looks amazing.
And I want to give one of these beautiful Niche backpacks away to a lucky viewer. I'm using Google Forms for this giveaway because giveaways in the past, I've had a really hard time actually being able to contact the winner. And I want to make sure that if you win, you get this beautiful bag. I have an entry link in my video description and in the pinned comment. Click that link, enter your name and email in the form, and then come back to the video and leave a comment to let me know that you entered. There are 6 videos in this Costa Rica series, so that is 6 chances for you to enter to win. Be sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the winner announcement on June 25th.
Next up in my adventures of Costa Rica, we'll be going kayaking and snorkeling, going down the longest zip line in Costa Rica, and a national park to see monkeys and sloths. You don't want to miss that, so click into this video and I'll see you over there. What y'all doing? Y'all trying to get in the video? You want in the video? Well, get in the video then. All right. Get in the video. Say hi. Say hi. I love you.